Destiny 2 and Beyond Light. Controversial, lots and lots of people with bad feelings about it, but in my opinion, not all bad. What's up, guys? This is Church of Caboose, and welcome to my corner of the internet. I thought for this video, I would try and just talk about stuff I enjoy about Destiny 2. Now, this is not to be a video to say there's nothing wrong with Destiny 2 or Beyond Light. On the contrary, I have several videos out that explain and try to point out issues and ideas of ways to try to fix those issues, but I wanted to have a video that was pretty much just focused on the positive things. And so in this video, I'm just going to be sharing with you guys the things I enjoy about Destiny 2 and Beyond Light. And so we're just going to kind of go through some of the stuff, and we're going to probably go with the stuff I enjoyed the most to some of the things I enjoy, but don't rank nearly as high. So we're going to cover things like raids, Europa, and all that kind of stuff. So if you enjoy this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you want to find videos about things I have issue with in Beyond Light, as well as proposed fixes, I will try to put up a couple of cards here, or just go through my channel. I do a lot of them, so odds are it won't take very long to find them. So subscribe, like the video, and comment down below. And if you're looking for a clan, join our Discord, and we'll go from there. We have support for platforms on console, which is going to be PlayStation and Xbox, as well as Steam. So there we go. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is the raid, Deepstone Crypt. The Deepstone Crypt right now is by far my favorite raid, and I'm sure in part it's due to its lack of being as difficult as raids as, say, like Last Wish or Garden of Salvation. But for some reason, it just works for me really well. It's something I enjoy playing all over and over again, and it to at least some degree rewards me for my time. Now, once I get all my god roll heritages and posterities and whatnot, will the spoils be enough of a draw for me to keep doing the raid? I don't know, but right now, this is the first time I've had a raid where I've done all the triumphs in the season that raid first came out, and the only reason I don't have the title is because I don't have the Eyes of Tomorrow, which is because of RNG. So every single time I get one of my first 3 completions of the week, I just take a knee to RNGesus and hope for the best.
And he prays!
But otherwise, with the raid, it's just fun. I think part of it's because the roles are set. There's not as much of necessarily a time factor. Of course, the nuclear cores, so that last half, there is time factors, but depending upon your strategies, like, it's not necessarily absolutely crucial to be insanely fast. And I don't know, just something with this raid absolutely works for me. And of course, the music is fly as hell. So, like, if you haven't heard the music yet for Deepstone Crypt, I'm gonna give you guys like 15-20 seconds here right now of the Deepstone Crypt Lullaby. Pretty great music, right? Like, that's obviously not the whole lullaby. The whole lullaby itself is a couple of minutes, and it's great. If you haven't experienced it yet, it's most obvious when you are doing the raid and you get to the like space semi-jump puzzle type thing, or just hang out in orbit long enough and you will eventually hear it on your screen. So make sure you guys take advantage of that. Also, with this raid, it's probably the first time in like, I don't know, maybe a year or two, where I actually want the raid weapons and use them. Like, it's bizarre. Heritage is something I use all the time and actually cared enough to farm over and over to get a good roll. Now, it's not the god roll, but reconstruction, recombination, very spicy. And then same thing with things like trusty and whatnot. So the loot from this raid is pretty good. Now, I guess if I had to pick one qualm with the raid, it's when my clan and I did our flawless, and we finally got it done after 3 days, and of course we knew what the rewards were going into it. But I do wish there was something a little bit more than a shader and 5 triumph points. It would be kind of nice to maybe have like an emblem or something. But obviously, this raid was good enough where even knowing that was going to be the reward, going into taking a couple hours each day over 3 days to get this done with the same group, it was still obviously worth it. Like, it was great, and every time we're like, at least we're getting spoiled. So this raid, probably, I guess, now to kind of talk through it, fantastic. I think a lot of it has to do, it's super replayable because we want the loot, and you can use the spoils to get that loot even after you've done your 3 clears for the week, because every time you do a clear, without those extra chests, it's 20 spoils, which is going to be 1 weapon, or if you do 3 of them, that's usually 1 of the cash boxes. So that's number 1. By far, Deepstone Crypt is my most favorite part of Destiny 2 and Beyond Light right now, by far. So let's go ahead and just go on to number 2, which is going to be things like armor customizability, as well as things like mods. So here we can see my Titan, like we can tell with the shaders, that's like things that you can mess with to make your character look better. You can see I've got like ornaments equipped, and I just love the variety that we have with weapons. If you want to go into PvP and whatnot, I think it's in the best state as far as like what different varieties of weapons that you were seeing that's been in a long time, and then the exotics all seem to be very useful as well. But with these like different exotics and weapons, I love the addition of being able to put mods like Charge with Light mods and War Mind cells onto exotics. I think that was a really, really good move inside of Beyond Light. It freed up a spot. Like when I was doing my solo Flawless Prophecy back in Season of Rivals, I remember like on stream like wishing I had the option to like put a mod like Charged with Light on one of my exotics, because I was just missing out like on an option. Then we have things like weapon ornaments and shaders and cosmetics. Like for right now, I really like it. And I know with cosmetics, there's lots of stuff with like Eververse and what you can actually get, and then things with like Bright Dust and like who is being benefited, the casual or the veteran, for things like Bright Dust. But all that aside, I do slowly with time like that I can get ornaments, and I can just wait and eventually be for Bright Dust and shaders to be able to kind of pick things out here and there. Now for the third thing that I really, really like a lot, that really keeps me super invested into this game, is going to be the triumphs. Now, if you're someone that doesn't really care about triumphs or doing like the more challenging, nitpicky kinds of things in the game, like a flawless Deepstone Crypt run, you can kind of run out of stuff to do really quick. But for some reason, things like chasing after titles and getting high triumph scores are stuff that keeps me really, really engaged in the game. It's just a me thing. Like, I can't honestly say why. I wish it was like I could tell you guys. I think for me, it's a lot of pride for someone to be able to like hop in and be like, hey, like I need some help. Are you able to help? I'm like, look at my score. Like, what do you think? Can I help you out? Like, I don't know. That's probably a little bit of my ego coming out there. But I just really enjoy going after all these different titles and triumphs, and I cannot wait for Eyes of Tomorrow to come to me, so that way I can actually finish my title of Descendant. I have a clanmate that has it, and he likes to rub it in my face. Alright, so going on to the fourth thing, we're going to actually look at things like Europa and Varix. To kick off Europa, we gotta start with the Exo Stranger, because with her, we got the Stasis subclass, as well as the ability to get aspects earned by doing quests for the Exo Stranger, which is the first time I've been able to really customize our subclasses, and I love it. Also by the Exo Stranger is the Campground. You can show off your trophies, and you get these trophies by completing triumphs, such as like doing the raid and all kinds of other stuff. And it's just a really cool extra incentive to get those triumphs done, as well as a fun thing to try and show off to your friends. So now let's go ahead and talk to Varix. So Varix brought us things like Empire Hunt, of course, more bounties, as well as weapon quests. So we have very farmable ways of acquiring these new weapons from Europa, as well as the transponder, which is a part of the title. But the main thing is the sabotage missions. Before, every kind of pinnacle and whatnot has been accessible to everybody, but with this Varix and the sabotage missions, you actually unlock the ability to get more pinnacles on your screen, so you level up faster, as well as get better armor. I just think that's a really cool thing that they added with Beyond Light. The last kind of stuff I want to talk about with Europa has to do with this as aesthetics as well as the lost sectors. With Europa, we got the snowy planet. The different zones look drastically different from each other. Like the Technocrat looks way different than the main parts of Europa. And then we have all these like lost sectors where the aesthetic changes completely to like factories and like caves. And I just think it's really, really cool. I really like the art that they did with all of this planet. And then of course you can't really get too mad about the blizzards, although sometimes it makes it hard to see. And I just really enjoy the aesthetics of this planet. And the addition of like these legend and master lost sectors I think was really, really cool. While I hated it at the beginning, and my clan will tell you I did not like it, I was really frustrated trying to get those new exotics. By the end, it's like, you know what? It kind of makes sense. Gave me a reason to want to power up, gave me a reason to want to play more, and it gave me a reason to care things more about builds and just enjoying the game and trying to just kind of get better at it. It was that carrot on the stick that I definitely probably needed because I was kind of used to having all the exotics. I could just turn in the exotic engrams in my season pass and just start off like day one. I have all the new exotics, and that probably was something I got a little spoiled with, so that's why I got a little bit frustrated, but it's all good. And now I think those are a really, really cool addition to have inside of the game. So that kind of concludes my thoughts with the Europa, about why I like Europa. So that was number 4. We're going to end the video with number 5, the 5th thing I actually like about Beyond Light, and to some degree it's a love-hate relationship. It's going to potentially have some people scratching their heads, but hey, I gotta do it because I gotta be honest with you guys. So, number 5 is going to be PvP. Now, this is going to be a really weird one. Like, in general, I'm not a huge fan of PvP. I think Destiny could do so much more stuff with PvP, but I think some of that comes from just having been around Destiny for so long, and then Stasis, of course, is really frustrating. But the gameplay and the use of abilities, other than while it's really frustrating to die to Stasis, it's really fun to use Stasis. It's still something I at least enjoy every now and then. Now, I'm finding the more I play, the more I prefer comp 3v3, not because like I win all the time or anything. It's probably more like a 50-50 ratio, which makes sense. It's more because like it's just more contained, and Stasis isn't as much of a killer to me when it's the 3v3 setting. But I really like PvP. Like, sometimes it's fun to chill out with friends. Sometimes it actually is a little bit relaxing, and it's also just a different part of the game. Now, if I had to have all my weapons and everything just built out and spec'd out for PvE, I'd be done already. But for PvP, having both ends, it gives me more reasons to want more rolls of things. If I get a weapon like the steady hand I have out there, when it drops from Iron Banner, it's like, ooh, I think this could be really fun. I want to try it out and see what it's like. But obviously, the best place to try it out for a PvP gun is in PvP. I really wanted to see how quick draw snapshot sights worked with the quick draw snapshot sights shotgun, and so like I've been having fun trying that. It's just a different aspect of the game that, while it has many downfalls, and Bungie seems to be neglecting it and almost wanting PvP to die, I still enjoy it from time to time. It can be fun. It can be really, really frustrating though, and I found my life has gotten much more enjoyable on PvP side since I've been like, you know what? I'm good with trials for right now. Like, I'm good. I'm just gonna wait it out. I'll do my thing, try to have some fun, play with friends, and it's a better time. If you're someone that's really, really frustrated by PvP, not that playing with friends will necessarily make the actual gameplay experience like better. Like, you might still get your head ripped off by a cheater every single game. But at least, you're hanging out with some people you like and you're having some friends. And if you don't, then, consider joining our Vengeful Clan. Like, links are for the Discord down below in the description box. Join in there and they'll set you guys all up. Alright, y'all, that is the video. Top 5 things I really enjoy about Destiny 2 Beyond Light that keep me coming back to playing the game over and over, just like non-stop. Like, I try other games and they just never hold my attention like Destiny does. And I honestly can't even give like a really amazing reason why. We all know there's lots of problems with with Bungie and how Destiny sometimes is given to us. We know that there's lots of potential for the game, But there's also lots of things that just nobody else has. And when you have build up a community with friends and stuff like that, it just gets even better. Like, I feel really bad for folks that just do the solo thing. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of people that love being solo, but I feel like you're missing out on a really fun part of the game, which is to do stuff with your friends. Like that flawless raid we did, I have never done the flawless before with just clanmates, and this is so much more fun doing with people I know than doing flawless runs off of LFG. So I would highly encourage you guys to consider building up a friend base and just giving the game a kind of a shot through a different little bit of a lens, because I can understand it be frustrating. Alright guys, I am Church of Caboose. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Let me know down below, why do you guys like the game? Pros, cons, whatever it is, just let me know. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Subscribe, have a great week, and happy grinding, y'all.